Hi everyone, so I just wanted to go over your Seesaw assignments and I will also be going over math in this video also, okay? So the story we read today, this is your first assignment for today, is called The Castle on Hester Street. You can read the story here or check out these videos I just found after our Zoom. I also posted them in the slideshow as well. So if you go to our slideshow today that I posted, I posted them here on this page. So they are on page 6 of the slideshow. It's an amazing retell. It's actually really fun to hear. So there's 2 parts to it, part 1 and part 2. So I highly recommend you listen to that. In class today, we did predictions, connections, visualizing, and theme. We didn't do answering. There was a few questions to answer, not anywhere where you need to ask questions. But you can, if you wanted to add a page, you feel free to. So I'll show you the exact assignments right now. So the first page is right here. What will Julie's grandmother say about Grandpa's stories? So a lot of us predicted what she has to say about Grandpa telling all these amazing wild stories. Okay, what do you think is going to happen next? And then when the story ends, what do you think is going to happen after that? Okay, and then draw a picture from the story. Here are connections. Maybe you know someone that's immigrated. We talked about that. Oh, you can ignore where it says wolf. That's an accident there. And then answer these 2 questions. Why did Julie's grandparents immigrate from Russia? Okay, why did they leave? It talks about it in the very first couple pages. And why do immigrants come to the United States from all over the world? So why are people coming to the United States? Okay. And then here is visualize, draw a picture of your favorite part. So Grandpa told a lot of stories. So maybe, not a lot of them were illustrated. So maybe you can draw a picture of one of the stories he told, maybe the golden baby carriages, or you can draw a picture of his goats singing to the president and things like that. So there's a lot of fun things that you could draw. Okay, and then here is what you think the theme is. So we talked about this story might have a lot of different themes. We talked about freedom being one of them. We talked about love and family being a theme in this story. So there's a lot of maybe ambition too. There's a lot of different themes you could pick for this one and use these sentence frames. I think the theme or message of the story is freedom because this family immigrated to the United States. The character grandmother did what, or the character grandfather did what, and then what happened in the story that makes you think the theme is freedom or whatever it is, okay? Or gratefulness is a good one too. There's a lot of good themes listed here that could be used, okay? There we go. Alrighty, so the next assignment today is the Castle on Hester Street comprehension check. So what I want you to do is bubble in nicely, not huge, so it looks like you're bubbling in 2 answers. Just bubble in 1 answer for each question, and there are a total of 5 questions, okay? And go slow, don't rush, and you can have your book out with you. You can go back and listen to things if you need to also, okay? And then today your math was estimating costs 3-2, and stay tuned for that. We'll go over that in just a few minutes. So here you're going to take a picture of what you did in the book with you wrote in the cloud. We did that in class. Your home link, there was only 2 questions. That's all you should have left to do. And your math boxes, we did all of that in class and corrected them together. Okay. All right, last thing about math that I wanted to share. Oh, don't forget to get in your Statue of Liberty by tomorrow because we want to share them before we go on our Statue of Liberty virtual field trip. And don't forget your independent app log. There's a lot of apps on here, but the 2 most important ones I keep saying are Extra Math and Lexia. Those should be used daily, okay? Your narrative, flea maps, make sure those get in. Also similes, flea maps. Please make sure you get those in your monster machines. Those are due by the end of the day today or tomorrow morning at the latest. Make sure they're ready for math. And I'll show you when I talk about math in just a second what I want you to do, taking a couple of the pictures. Okay. All right. So let's get on with our math review. Okay. All right. So today in math, we went over different strategies we can use to to estimate. So this is what we did in the classroom today in our Zoom room. So we are looking at 322 plus 487, and we're looking at numbers that are closer and easier to solve. Okay, so we're using estimations in our mind, and some of us need to draw a number line for that, and that's totally fine too if that's what you need to do, because it's hard for you to think of a number in your mind. So this person, Rosa, she made an estimation for the addition problem below. She uses the numbers that are close to the numbers in the problem, but are easier to use. Okay, so she did 322. She said 322 was her estimation. It's pretty close. 487, she said 490. And then she added them together and got 810. Okay, so your job in your breakout group today was to think of a number for these two numbers again, 322 plus 487, that were closer, like the closest 100. So you had to think of, okay, is 322, is that closer to 300 or 400? We all said 300. Okay. 487, is that close to 400 or 500? You all said 500. Okay. And then you added those together and got 800. Okay. And then I had you add the actual numbers together, the 322 plus the 487, just to see what it was. And we got 809. Okay. So something else we practiced today was, is our answer reasonable? So in order to tell if your answer is reasonable, you have to see, okay, is my estimation, here's my estimation, and here is Rosa's estimation. Is it pretty close to the actual answer? So our actual answer was 809. My estimation after we rounded to the nearest 100 was 800, and hers was 810. So guess what? That's really close. Okay, so yes, our answer is reasonable because 800 is really close to 809. So if I chose to put 400 here instead, my answer would be 700. So 700 and 809, those are super far away. Those are not reasonable answers. Okay, so if your answers are close, then they are reasonable. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so today in your home links right here, okay, you only have two problems and you're doing the exact same strategy that we did today. So use closer but easier numbers, okay, to estimate the answer to this problem. So we have 78 plus 43. So we said, is it closest to 70 or 80? And then is 43 closest to 40 or 50? Okay, so you have to think about that. 40 or 50 or 70 or 80, and then you're going to write that right here. Okay, and then find your answer. Okay, and your estimate is what? What is your estimated answer? This is your answer. Okay, and if you wanted to find out what the exact is and see if it was reasonable, you can do that too. Okay, down here it says, at their October meeting, the school's book club set a goal for its members to read 1,000 books before the end of the year. In October, the book club read 221 books. And in November, they read 387 books. Without using a pencil and paper, use close but easier numbers to make an estimate how many books the club will need to read in December to reach its goal. So we're going to take 221 plus 387. This is our original problem, okay, equals something, okay? And here's the goal. The goal was 1,000. So 221, is that close to 200 or is that close to 300? You're going to write that right here, okay? Is 387 close to 300 or is it close to 400? Okay, and you're going to write that right here, okay? And find your answer. So it says the club needs to read about blank books in December. So what you need to do is take that 1,000 goal and subtract it by this answer. Okay, and then you'll get your answer that goes here by how much they still need to read. Because I don't think they did not read 1,000 books yet. They're getting there, but not yet. Okay, all right. So that is your home link. And a quick little Don't forget about your math machines, okay? You wanna take individual photos of each one, and you can do 2 of each one if you want to. The ones I want on SeeSaw are the ones with all of your answers on it. And then I want you to take another picture also with hiding some of your answers, okay? So let me go ahead and fill mine in a little bit more. Okay, let me do 6, and that would be 30 because my rule is times 5. Let's do 7 and 35, and then 9 and 45. So what I want you to do is hide some of your answers. And you can hide your rule also if you want to, but I want you to hide your answers a little bit by putting a little piece of paper. You can get a sticky note or a little piece of paper and make little squares and hide it. You're going to hide maybe at least 3 or 4 of your answers and take a picture of this. Okay, that way tomorrow in breakouts, we can solve. We can see if we can solve your math machines, okay? So hide some of your answers for tomorrow to see if we can solve. And you can do that for all 3. So take a picture with everything there, and then take another picture with your things that are hidden, okay? So you should have 2 pictures of each machine. You should have a total of 3 machines, but you need to take at least 2 pictures of each one with little pieces of paper over it, hiding your answers, and then one with everything. All right, have fun. I can't wait to see them. The ones I see on SeeSaw so far look awesome. So good job.